Hey guys, Mike White here, your high performance coach, along with Jeff Hauptman, our chef, and welcome to another episode of A Coach and Chef. Hey, welcome, Jeff. How you doing?
Good, very good, Michael.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, this is the channel where we make earth-friendly meals for wellness. All right.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff.
Yep.
What have you got planned for us this evening?
Yeah, fun dinner tonight.
Excellent.
We're going to do chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings. And we went to the market this morning and we got these nice organic, free-range chicken wings. And I want to make a Cajun spice to go on them.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so we also hit the bulk department and we're going to make our own Cajun seasoning. I've got 3 different types of chili powders here. There's a New Mexican chili powder, there's a mild chili powder, and there's paprika. And
Excellent.
that's going to be the base, and I've got some granulated garlic, some dried oregano, some dried thyme, and we'll also hit the pantry and see what else we can throw into our Cajun spices.
The way our spices are set up now, how we got these spices, now we were very choosy because notice how we didn't go with, there was no powder. Right, we're getting more the granulated type of spice, right? So
Yes.
there was no garlic powder, no onion powder. What we're really using is more of the granulated type of spice.
I like the
right?
coarseness on those seasonings to add more texture to what
That's
what
right,
we're using.
and that's why I make sure, like we're making this, but we're also, like you said, we have oregano, we have thyme,
Yeah,
and we
not
powder on here.
not powdered. They're
See-
leaf oregano, leaf thyme.
Exactly,
And,
and that's why we're probably pulling away from more of the powder and keeping everything more granulated. That way it mixes better, right? And
It's
better.
about texture too. When
It is
bakes.
about
Yeah.
texture, exactly. So I'm looking forward to that because
Texture and
I like
flavor.
my wings dry and I like them with that nice little texture on them. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
But typically,
Yeah.
wings always come with some kind of sauce, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think you have a special sauce for us tonight. What have you got, Jeff?
Yeah, so wings usually come with a blue cheese dipping sauce, and then they
Yes.
have little carrots and celery sticks with it.
Yes.
So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna make a blue cheese dipping sauce, but I'm gonna use a Roquefort cheese.
Yes.
And I've selected Roquefort as the blue cheese because it's a sheep milk cheese.
That's right.
And that's a little bit more beneficial for ketogenic diets and
the
avoiding
paleo,
dairy.
It does work that way,
Yeah.
you know. And for the most part, it would work for in a wild fit type diet as well. But they don't want you to use any kind of cheese whatsoever in their
Yes.
particular program. So it depends on where you are in their particular, week. You know, when you have to cut out all cheese.
Yes.
But I'm kind of with you. If it's sheep or goat cheese, I say it's pretty friendly, unless I'm deciding that, hey, I really, really want to go into a deep ketosis, and I don't
And
want to
then
have.
eliminate all milks because there's
All
sugar
milks.
in the milk,
That's
regardless
right.
of what animal it comes from.
That's right. That's right. And so that'd be just another way of eliminating sugar. But I think for if you're already in a keto state, I think that this will be a nice, type of cheese to have. It's Roquefort, like I said, it's sheep
Roquefort,
cheese.
it's a sheep
it's
cheese.
delicious.
Oh, it's my favorite cheese at this time.
Absolutely. So that's going to be a wonderful cheese to have with our chicken wings. Because think about it. We'll have that hot, spicy wing that's really hot, and it'd be nice to dip it into something nice and cool and refreshing.
Yeah,
like that.
and you'll see I'm going to use a little bit of avocado oil mayonnaise in there. And then to thin it, I'm going to use a little almond milk just to make it a little bit more saucy. But there'll be enough flavor in that cheese, and maybe we'll go through the garden and pick some herbs and do our own
Yes,
little additions.
and there's plenty of herbs in the garden,
Yeah.
right, for that. All right, so we had chicken wings with our dipping sauce,
Yes.
right, our blue cheese dipping sauce.
Yes.
What else we got, Jeff?
Okay, so here comes our platter, our vegetable platter, and I'm going to make what I'm going to call broccoli wings. We're going to have chicken wings, we're going to have broccoli wings. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the broccoli so they're spears, and so we can be able to dip the broccoli spears into
right,
our
excellent.
blue cheese dressing. So, and these are going to be simply steamed. There's going to be enough fat and oil on the chicken wings, and then also the other dish I'm going to make is a coleslaw.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's plenty of oil coming from that.
Right. So
That
this is our
can just
lean.
be-
This is our lean vegetable
Yes.
tonight. So simply steamed broccoli, and
Dog
of course it will be able to add as much richness and fat because we're going to have a nice bowl of Roquefort cheese
Yes,
dip.
absolutely.
So you see how that comes together, and
Yes.
we have a nice cooked vegetable. Our raw vegetable component tonight is going to be what I call land and sea coleslaw, land and sea slaw, and so I'm going to use a Napa cabbage.
I see the Napa. It's
I'm going to
beautiful.
use a red bell pepper.
Yes.
I'm going to use a watermelon radish. I'm going to use some fresh kale, maybe some red cabbage. And what the C part of our salad is going to be is a different type of seaweed I'm going to introduce you to. This is called an Arame seaweed.
Arame seaweed.
And we usually use the wakame.
That's
what
right.
we
The
use
wakame is what we normally use. Sometimes we use the nori in different things,
nori,
right? Like our
yeah.
gomasio.
So-
but this one's a different kind of seaweed.
Yeah, you see it's needly-like. You see that?
Yeah, needly.
So-
Long and needly. looking.
Yeah, see that? And it is related to the kelp. It is related to wakame, but it's its own little textural shape, texture and shape.
And this kind of, again, that's why we chose it, because it's going to go into a slaw, and we want those nice long pieces. That's what we're kind of looking for.
That's right. It was
right?
also, it's kind of visualized if when I shred the cabbage to add the seaweed that actually lends itself to that shape that I'm going to cut the vegetables.
I think this is going to be an absolutely gorgeous salad, extremely nutritious for us.
Yes,
I'm
and
so
we've got a
looking forward to that.
Rainbow is here.
Yeah, it's a rainbow of flavors. We even have some celery root, I see.
Celery root, and I'll use a carrot, and you'll see. And I'm going to chiffonade some fresh kale, and then again go to our garden. We have parsley, we have chives, we have oregano. We have so many fresh vegetables and herbs in our garden right now that, as it's been for the past several weeks, it's going to become part of our dinner.
Well, I am absolutely looking forward to this dinner. I think it's going to be a phenomenal dinner. Like I said, we got chicken wings, we got some nice slaw, plus we have the broccoli spears. That again is our, our neutral vegetable, right?
Oh gosh,
our raw
we can
vegetable.
load up on the calories from broccoli, just all nutrition.
It's going to be just absolutely gorgeous, and I just know that slaw is going to taste phenomenal. So I'm really looking forward to that. Well, Jeff, is your cutting board clean?
My cutting board's clean.
Cutting board's clean?
Knives clean. Apron clean.
I think it's time
Wash
to cook.
my hands one more time.
I think it's time to cook.
It's time to cook.
It's time to cook.
All right.
I'll see you guys in the kitchen.
Yeah, so first thing I'm going to do is going to hydrate the Arame seaweed.
All right.
All right.
All right, so you're hydrating Arame seaweed.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I'm going to take it over to the sink. I'm going to rinse it and then place it in this bowl, cover it with water, and then about 15, 20 minutes or so it's going to hydrate and it's going to be ready to make the coleslaw, to add to the coleslaw.
All right, well, let me see if I can follow you over there. All right, so you're just going over to the sink.
Yeah, yep.
All right, and let's see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit here and see if we can get you.
Going to do a quick rinse.
Whoop. All right, so that's what you're doing.
That.
It's a quick rinse
In the
is
bowl.
all you did.
And then let this soak for a while until we're ready to make the coleslaw.
All right,
Just
so it's
like
not even
that.
warm water.
Nope, just tap water. And it's really it's sponge-like. It's going to just soak it all up, and you'll see it's going to get soft. Where it was dried out, it was kind of crisp, but after just a few minutes in there, it's going to get nice and soft and limber.
All right.
And really nice texture, and add mineral content to our coleslaw.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. The next thing that I want to do is in preparation for roasting our chicken wings, and we're going to make our own version of a Cajun spice. And we just came back from the market, and I've got 3 varieties of chili powder. One's a New Mexican chili powder. One is just a mild chili powder, and then I also have some cayenne pepper, and I have some paprika. So actually there's 4 types of chilies that are going in there, from somewhat spicy to mildly spicy. And traditionally I'm going to use some granulated garlic. I'm going to use some dried thyme leaves. I'm going to use some dried oregano leaves, and just in some kind of combination of everything, and then also add a little celery salt, and which we have in our pantry. It's one of your favorite spices.
Yeah, I like to use that, especially for prime rib. I think it works really well.
Yeah.
Hey, now you tasted some of those chilies there, right?
Yeah, I tasted all of them.
Just to taste them. Okay, so which one was the spicy one?
Well, so the cayenne pepper is the spicy one.
That's your really spicy one.
The spicy one. And the least spicy one, and this is a matter of recognizing some of them have a little different color.
Yes.
See, this is I can tell by the darkness.
The darkness, yeah. That's your paprika there.
This is.
Isn't that your paprika?
This one's the paprika.
Oh, that's the paprika. Okay.
This one's the paprika, and I know that because the number on the PLO has the paprika.
Okay.
And of these 2, one is the mild chili powder, and one is the New Mexican chili powder. And it is going to be, this one is the New Mexican chili powder, and you can see how much richer,
it's
how
the
darker
darker
and richer
color.
it is. And this is a mild chili powder.
Okay.
Okay, so it's fun to just make a mixture of all these
So
things.
was it really
that-
spicy or what?
No, it wasn't really spicy.
Yeah,
It did
so
a
it had
little,
a nice-
tinge
had a-
on my tongue,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't like a mouth
It had
blister.
a nice
where
rich flavor to it?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes they say it has a raisin-like flavor too.
Raisin-like.
Yeah, a raisin-like flavor.
All right.
So now I like to say carefully measure, but and I'm going to write this recipe down later,
Yeah.
and we'll do a better job
But
of
that
it.
looks like about almost like 3 tablespoons right
That's
there.
about 3 tablespoons.
Yeah,
I
that's what
think
that looks like
good
to me.
call. So let's make it 4 tablespoons.
Okay, make it 4.
All right. So say a quarter of a cup in that case.
Yeah.
And this is the paprika, so it's the least spiced of them all.
Okay.
And the rest of these, again, this one is the dark one, so this is the New Mexican one.
The New Mexican?
So let's put a nice spoon like that.
There you go. All right.
All right.
So,
So-
yeah, almost 3. I would say just under 3 right there. That one was.
And then the same on this one. So I think I had, my intention was to put more paprika than the other chilies.
That's right. You have a
in
little
there.
bit, more. That'd be more the base.
The more the base, and then this way it wouldn't be as, it'll temper it a little bit as far as being spicy.
All
So there we go.
There we go. Okay, I see the dry rub there going, and then
Yeah.
okay, so now we have this cayenne. Now, are we using this one?
Yeah, we are.
All right.
Yep.
Here we go.
And that could be, you can, why don't you give a shake or two in there?
Oh, you want me to shake that in there?
Yeah.
I see
But
kind of a
before you
little-
do that,
Yeah, I was gonna say I see a little. There we go.
spoon it. When you pour it, don't pour it from here into here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't want to do that.
But if you pour it into the spoon,
There
then
we
you
go.
can regulate how much you flow in there.
There we go. All right, this looks good here. All right, let's see what we have here.
Yeah. Over here, do it like that. Yeah. And let's give a taste to this. Let me give a taste to it.
There we go. I don't think we
I'll
need.
let you know. You always
Yeah.
need to taste before you add. Well, maybe I would say half that.
Half of this?
Yes.
Here, let's go like this.
And then we'll come back and taste it, because that, unlike any of the other chilies that we just tasted, puts a little fire on my tongue.
All
So
right. I'm spilling a little on purpose.
Yeah,
There,
that's
boom,
right.
like that.
Very
so that was,
good.
I think that was just under the half right there. So that wasn't quite half.
okay. And now we have some
Get the
granulated
kinda laugh.
onion.
Because we can always add more if we want.
And here, we'll take the spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a good idea to pour from the vessel into here, because sometimes stuff comes tumbling
Yeah, come tumbling out.
from the back.
It comes
and
an
then
avalanche.
It comes an avalanche. So maybe 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, that looks like 2.
2 tablespoons of onion powder.
Okay. So 2 tablespoons onion powder.
Maybe 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. Actually, granulated garlic. This we talked about having.
We talked about out there, we
having
want the
more texture.
granulated texture, right? Because all these right here have texture. There's no powder here. This is all textured stuff. So
Yeah.
this is great. This is going to be
Okay.
nice.
Little garlic, 2 tablespoons.
Very good, very good.
And dried thyme. Thyme is often you find in Cajun seasonings in the blend.
Now,
You know, of
I
course,
always hit the mortar and pestle on that real quick before I put it
So,
in there.
and this one's the oregano. And so the oregano is good too. So,
But you just
more,
don't crumble it, right?
more and pestle's good, but also if you, this is here, you
just
have a more
crush
pestle.
your hands in it.
Yep, and it releases the oils and exposes more surface
Exactly.
area on the,
That's why I always try to do
on
a
the
mortar and
flour.
pestle to try to open it up.
Can you smell that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
see
that-
that?
oh,
Boy,
man, that is
I
flour,
got a
oregano.
I got a nice hit of that. Ooh, that was good.
Yeah, so you know that you get fresh oregano. And this
Fresh
is the bulk
oregano
section of
and
our
it's
local
going in
market.
that bad boy. Excellent.
Bulk section of our local market.
And then.
And always put
what-
lids on things when you're
Oh
done.
wait, no, you have your thing here. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't care about that thing.
Yeah. Well, you know, you never know. We might in
I
the
don't
future. There you go.
I might
have
not
it
be
there.
the only one pouring from
That's
it.
right. Someone else might need to.
And this is the dried thyme leaves too.
All right, here we
And
go.
we can-
Dried thyme.
And the same thing. I think there was about a teaspoon of oregano, and these things
Yeah,
can be
that's about right. About a teaspoon, I'd say.
these things can be really strong.
Yeah.
So they could if you don't want any dominant flavor in this. So
Well, I
a
don't
teaspoon
know.
or
We'll see
2.
how-
Okay, look at that.
Yeah, look at how rich and nice that is. Wow.
Yeah, so
Look
this
at
is
that.
gonna coat our chicken wings.
I like that. And notice there's no salt.
There's no
right?
salt.
We have not added any salt component to this, and we did that on purpose. Oh, except here comes the celery salt.
Yeah, but first,
Taste.
I do want to taste this. So
Here, let me grab a little bit myself.
that is rich.
Mm.
Isn't that delicious?
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
There's a little touch on the tongue.
Yeah.
And when
It's hardly there.
mostly, do you
Oh,
take,
I do get a little.
it comes around.
Yeah.
It comes around.
But it's
When
not that bad.
right.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
This is going to be
Ooh.
our
I think
homemade Cajun
I
seasoning.
can already taste that getting dipped into the Roquefort
yeah.
sauce
Some
already,
black
man.
pepper.
Already.
Yeah, now, yes.
Yeah, I can feel that. That's
Yeah.
gonna go. That's gonna be nice. All right, no, I'm with you.
So, and a little bit of celery salt.
Celery salt.
And there's quite a bit of salt in here. I don't want to over salt.
Yeah, we don't want to oversalt it, but
Now,
this
again,
is
I'm
just
going
a
on in,
nice
I'm
flavor,
doing
but it's a very
intuitive.
strong flavor. You gotta be careful. Celery salt. It's a strong flavor.
I don't know. There's about a half cup. No, there's more.
Yeah,
There's
no, that's
closer
more
to
like
a cup.
2/3. I was gonna say.
Yeah,
2/3
so-
cup is right there.
You're usually good with measurement.
Yeah.
And this is maybe about a teaspoon of celery salt.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, so-
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's perfect, dude. That's perfect. I think that's gonna
You
be
know,
a nice
we
little.
can when we're roasting the chicken wings, we can taste it and then just maybe do a little crack of salt on top
Well,
just
I'm-
to bring that up if we need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Well, I like this spice. So now you want to
Tasty.
get that ready for the chicken, huh?
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah. That's gonna be good.
Yeah. So
All right.
here's what we're gonna do.
I like that. I like that. I like that. We have. I love putting all that oregano that kind of came out of there too.
Okay.
Add all that. That's gonna be nice,
some
nice,
nice-
nice. Oh, there's our chicken wings right
Yeah.
there.
So
Now, all right, your hands are gonna get dirty. How about if I just put this on top? And
first thing.
how do you want to do it?
First is we
Oh,
need
hit it with
to
a little oil.
a little bit of oil.
Okay.
So the seasoning sticks.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And everything's going to get roasted, and it's going to help in caramelizing. So we have
All right.
3 pounds. First, we went into the store looking for 2 pounds, and then we decided that we
No, 3 pounds,
We
I
make
can.
it 3 pounds.
Make it 3
there's
pounds.
3 of us.
Yeah.
So and there's about 12 wings in a pound.
Yeah. And Sophie may want some for tomorrow if we have any left.
That's always good to have left over. I want to stir this. With this.
All right. All right. So those wings look nice. Look at how big those are.
Yeah, these
wow.
are nice.
Oh wow. We scored good on
All
that.
right, so let's coat.
Yeah. So I was just sitting there thinking, let's do a. Right, and keep this one.
And we're going to let this sit in the refrigerator for a couple hours until we're ready to turn the oven on and the rest of
Yeah.
our meal is prepared.
And here, look at that.
Oh, and the flavors are going to go right in.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, let that just go. All right. I think I need some more. Let's get that again. Look at that. Phenomenal. All right. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, this is going to roast to a beautiful crust.
Yeah, don't you think? All right, I'm gonna get the camera a little closer so that we can see that, because I think that they're gonna want to definitely see that. So Jeff, I'm gonna move the camera closer. Yeah, here we go. And let's see if we can't get a shot of that coating. Look at
And
that.
you know, before I put this in the oven, I might forage out in the garden and chop some fresh parsley.
Yeah,
and
why
some,
not?
And some fresh
parsley
basil
on there.
and put that in here as well. There's
Why
even fresh
not?
thyme in the garden. So this is just a way to get the flavors, to start the flavors permeating the chicken wings. So when we roast them, they have this nice base caramelized, seasoned flavor to them.
I agree. I think so we're gonna chop some herb in there,
Chop some
and
herb.
we're gonna put that in the fridge, and we're gonna leave it there and start the
We're going to do the blue cheese dressing now.
blue cheese dressing.
Yep. Okay.
All right, Jeff. Hey, we're getting ready to start this Roquefort dressing, right?
Yeah.
All right, so show us that package now. What is this
Yeah.
again?
So this is a cheese from France, and it's a
Okay.
blue cheese. And you can you see it here on the cutting
Here,
board?
let me come down to the cutting board. There it is right there.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderfully blue speckled, delicious. We tasted it. It's so rich, and a little bit. It's a sheep milk cheese, and it has this wonderful natural flavor to it.
I thought it was delicious.
Yeah.
It's absolutely delicious. It's a
And-
beautiful cheese.
Interesting thing when we were just reading the package that is actually this cheese is made from unpasteurized milk, something that I didn't know at the time that we purchased it. So, although I'm sure that it's deemed safe for eating because it's packaged and approved and all that. But it's just curious that this, in its rawness, comes the flavor. You're not cooking out enzymes. There are live enzymes in here that are not killed through pasteurization. So there's very little risk of any kind of pathogen that would be harmful to us, but more growing the flavors in the culture through the mold that they put in here. So it's a wonderful cheese.
Well, but also too, we need to be there because it does warn about giving this kind of cheese to younger kids.
Yeah,
right?
and it does say that.
Because
That's
of the unpasteurization.
And it says it's not recommended for fragile people, including young children.
That's right.
Fragile people. So, well, I think everybody here is going to be hardy enough to.
I think so. In this household, we are looking good.
We got vaccinated. We were hardy enough to take.
We're
the
hardy
vax.
enough. Yep,
So-
we most certainly are.
Okay, so here's the idea: is
Okay, so that's 100 grams of this cheese.
100 grams. This package.
And all we did was just take a small sliver just to taste it. So it's
to. We
basically,
had to.
okay, so it's 90 grams.
We have to. But there's another container.
There's another-
so
we need
we'll do that.
All right, so I'm gonna look at the cutting board. I'm gonna watch you chop.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just gonna.
You're gonna put the whole thing in the bowl.
Yeah, because I'm gonna mash it up.
All right, we're gonna mash it.
Okay. Okay.
Are you gonna mash it with some herb in it, or are you just gonna?
Well,
mash it?
first thing I'm going to do is add our mayonnaise.
All right.
All right. So here's our avocado mayonnaise.
All right. I see
100% avocado oil based. Love it. Love it.
Yep.
And I would say carefully measure. And that, Coach, would you?
That's about half a cup. I just saw.
Okay. Let's just give it a little bit more, just to build a little volume.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just right there, about a half a cup is where
Okay.
you're at.
And the cheese we had out at room temperature for
Yes.
a little while, so it makes it much easier to combine.
I agree. I agree. Just let it sit out for a little bit and let it get creamy.
Yep. And good to leave little chunks. We want the flavors to disperse into the mayonnaise, but it's nice to have just a little texture in it as a final product. So this is what I was saying earlier, that it's rather thick for a sauce, and to keep within the ketogenic boundaries, I'm going to thin it with a little almond milk,
Yes. Why not?
and we can kind of
This
figure
is an
out
unsweetened almond milk.
This is an unsweetened original flavor, so there's no vanilla in here. There's no sugar in
That's
here.
right.
So it's very neutral flavor. Sometimes we would use the almond cow and make our own almond milk, but we didn't prepare for that. And this is always my go-to. I use it in my coffee every day. So maybe a quarter of a cup to start with, because what I'm looking for is that nice blue cheese.
Yeah.
Consistent,
Nice, creamy, saucy
like a blue
kinda,
cheese dressing.
Yes, like a blue cheese dressing.
And you see how that's coming together, and you can see that it still has texture in it. All right, let's put some mince in there. Now, two things I'm going to do. One is I'm going to scrape the cheese that was on this spoon, make sure that it gets all homogenized,
Yes.
and then I'm going to taste it. Right now, 2 ingredients in here: mayonnaise and blue cheese. And already it has, and the almond milk. It already has that wonderful, creamy, rich blue cheese flavor.
Excellent.
And maybe a little.
What do you think? You want a little more mayo and a little bit more almond milk, or does it need it?
As far as flavor goes, it can have a little bit more mayonnaise. I don't want to dilute the blue cheese. Okay?
Yeah, I don't want to dilute it
That's the star
too
of the
much.
dish. Like on Food Channel, it's the star of the dish, and it's coming through really well out in the combination that I have now. But we can, just to grow the sauce a little bit.
That's what I was thinking about, growing it.
Because we have.
Because we're going to add some herb to it too.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Adding the herb doesn't add volume.
That's true.
Adding
And
herb
that's
adds
what I
flavor.
mean.
But let's just put maybe another tablespoon or 2 in here, because after tasting it, I can see that it can have a little bit more of these ingredients without taking down the flavor of the blue cheese.
Yes.
That needs to be.
That blue cheese is delicious. It's going to come through.
And maybe a little bit more. So I think all in all, maybe about a quarter of a cup of almond milk.
There we go.
Okay. Now, yes.
I think that's going to have a nice, beautiful, rich flavor. especially we're gonna put that because we're gonna put that in the fridge and let that do its thing.
Yeah,
but
and it'll firm up just a little bit more after we put it in the refrigerator.
now you're gonna add some herb to that, right?
So I went out and foraged, and we have in our garden, we have two kinds of basil.
Yep.
There's this Thai basil,
Yep.
and then we have regular basil.
Regular basil. That's right.
And
you
we have
that,
this
and then,
wonderful Italian parsley.
Yep. Oh, look at that stuff. Like you said earlier, it's like a lettuce leaf.
It's like a lettuce leaf. And
It's
this
just
is
so
so
big and
delicious.
beautiful and
It is. It's really, our
extremely
garden is
flavorful.
doing so well this spring.
Yep.
And then chives. And so the chives are the one that really called to me to add.
Absolutely. I think the chives in that are going to be just...
Not to say that we're not going to add these herbs in something else along the way, but...
The chives definitely have to go in. There we go.
And I don't think we can add too many.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't think so
I don't
either.
think so.
I think it'll take it. I think that flavor with that
smell it
onion
from
is
here.
going to be perfect on those chicken wings when we hit it later. So yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't think you can hit it too hard with that.
And then also, doesn't need salt, but some black pepper. Maybe half teaspoon or more. Oh, what about a little bit of Tabasco?
Hey, look, I'm all for that, but you know, let's save it for Paula.
Okay.
So you know how that is. But I'm with you on that. A little hit of Tabasco in there would be
Coach,
pretty nice.
you need to taste this.
All right, I'll try it.
And I'm all out of my little spoons, but
But
you can. I'm all
There
out
might
of
be
my
one over
little
here.
spoons here. I have a drawer of little spoons and forks and things like that. So.
that's okay. I'll do my own little guy right here.
Oh, you got a big spoon. You got a big spoon.
Hey, look, you never know, man. You never know. Wow, that is so creamy, so beautiful. The flavor in this is really good.
That little bit of cheese
Yeah,
was so rich.
It's very rich, very delicious.
Yeah. And
very delicious.
Very delicious. And we
So
have
yeah, that's going to be a nice treat on the
on the spicy
wings.
on the spicy wings.
nice treat.
Yes.
The vegetables are going to love that too.
Oh yeah, because next thing
The
we're
broccoli.
gonna make broccoli wings. We have chicken wings.
I'll tell you, yeah, the broccoli is going to be great in that. The broccoli is going to love that.
Okay, so we're gonna put a little lid on this, put it in the refrigerator, let the flavors kind of come together even more. Next thing I'm gonna do is cut the broccoli into spears, and that's what I'm calling broccoli wings.
Yes.
Just gonna leave a little bit of the stem on so there's something to hold and dredge through the sauce. And then we have a whole rainbow of vegetables for our coleslaw. And also that I have here,
Yep, that's the seaweed that we've had doing its thing. So how long do you think it's been sitting so far?
maybe 15 minutes.
15 minutes. So this is what it's looking like.
Yeah.
Right? Look, it's grown some already.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at that.
It's kind of, and it's
Grown
and
some.
see, it's not
I
so
think it
brittle.
still looks a little stiff, right? Is it still a
Yeah.
little stiff? Is
Yeah.
it needs to soak a little bit more, you think?
Well, actually,
Is it good right now?
yeah.
Okay.
This texturally, when it's chopped with the cabbage and the other vegetables, fresh
Oh, it's gonna
vegetables,
be great.
will melt right in.
Perfect. Perfect.
And
All
the
right.
flavor.
Looking forward to it, man.
Okay, so I'm going to clean up. We're going to refrigerate the sauce that we have, and our chicken wings are marinating, ready for the oven. Prep the broccoli, and we'll come back and we'll do the prep work on the coleslaw.
Excellent, Jeff. Looking forward to it. Let's get to it. All right, Jeff. Here we are. We're making our what?
Oh, these are broccoli lollipops.
Look
I'm gonna
at
steam them.
those.
Yeah. What I did was I did a little peel on the stem part, so
Mm-hmm.
nice and tender, and gonna cut these big pieces, and then we're gonna be able to dip it in the sauce.
Yeah.
Like this.
I like that. I think it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
And these are pretty good sized broccoli.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like that.
Look at that. How nice is that going to be? Wow.
Yeah, just steam
And
them
I'm
just
telling
a
you,
little bit.
what a perfect vegetable to have with that Roquefort sauce. That
Yeah, it
cheese
is.
sauce,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's going to be phenomenal.
And so the spicy part of the wings, and
yeah, look at that. That's going to be great.
But the mellowness of the steamed vegetable, they got richness and
Perfect.
spicy wings, and that, and then the
Perfect.
sauce in the middle.
Excellent.
And we're gonna clean my board off now. Here so we have the broccoli set. I have my steamer. I have my steamer. Put some water in here in a minute, and
We'll have that ready to
set my
go.
steamer there.
Is that all the broccoli we're going to do?
No, I'll do more in a minute.
I was going to say we'll probably do a little bit more, huh?
And eat that one.
All right. Very good. Like I
That's
said,
not all the broccoli we're going to do. No, we didn't. Like this. Maybe. You know, it's good to use the stem. Number one is the stem is really tender.
oh my God, I love the stem. Are you kidding me?
And,
it's so good. And it's so tender in the middle.
If you peel back
Yeah, just get rid of that stuff.
some of the fiber,
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah, look, see how it peels back? That's great.
makes it real tender.
Exactly. Look at that. You don't have to cut it off. You just peel it back. I like that technique. That's a great technique. That's a great technique, Jeff. That's a great technique. I bet a lot of people don't know that technique. You know, that's a great technique. Peel it back. Don't cut it off. Peel it back. Excellent.
For dip.
Yep. I love it. I love
One
it.
more just to make sure there's enough. When there's little things like this on the board, I eat it.
Yeah. Well, you can eat it or save it for that dressing for later. Yeah. Just peel that sucker back. Look at that. Here, I'll tell you what. Hold on. I'm going to get your hands doing that just a little bit, a little closer. Let's, yeah, well, you're actually peeling that back. Look at that.
I know up in Ashland, there's a local market like the one we have here, Fraser Farms, and it's called
look at
Shop
that.
and Cart. And I'm friends with the produce manager, and he said that if I would only teach his customers how to eat broccoli stems, because they're always wanting him to cut the stem off. When they weigh it, they don't want to eat the stem. And I said, I want the stem. He said, you can only convince my customers how important the stem is on broccoli. And that was from the produce guy. There.
Look at that.
So,
Phenomenal.
okay. Now there's enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
I think so. All right, Jeff. We're getting ready to make this. What was it?
It's
This-
land and sea grated vegetable salad.
I am so looking forward to this.
Land
This
and
is a
sea.
very popular dish that you have made several times
Yes.
in the past. So this is no problem for you to make. It's
Not
a
a
very
problem.
popular dish. And it includes that seaweed that we have that's reconstituting right now.
Yeah. The Arame seaweed. I've
That's
got
right.
it right
You
here.
get the Arame ready to go. So
All right.
what are we going to
look,
start with?
Here we go. The base for many coleslaws, I would say all, but maybe not, is cabbage, and I've decided to use a Napa cabbage because it's so crisp and tender.
I love Napa cabbage.
And then I have the other, like a more firm cabbage, so that'll be the red one. But the Napa cabbage is so sweet and tender. All right, and I've discarded some of the outer leaves and made sure that there's no grit or dirt inside here. Make sure
Yes.
they're all clean inside there.
You have to be careful.
Yeah, so it's nice and clean, but I want it to be dry also. Okay, so then the front part is nice and crepe-like, and the back part is more is thicker and more crunchy. So you have a variety of texture. And there's a little core here. I'm going to set the core aside.
Yeah, for now. We might
For
jump
now,
on that
and
later.
I'll come back to it. And here's the other one. I chase the fingers. Make sure the fingers win.
Yeah, always make sure the fingers win.
Let's go with our red cabbage.
Now, I love adding the red cabbage to it. Not only does it add color, but it adds a certain bitterness to the cabbage that I think is a nice flavor to have there. It's really good for digestion, and it adds another. I mean, to me, it just adds another layer of flavor. To me, it can be a little overwhelming if you add too much. But I think if you add it just right, it's really kind of fun.
Yeah, and do you remember that the purple color in here are antioxidants, anthocyanins?
Yes.
Anthocyanins. That's what makes these the nice deep purple colors. So let's keep them in shred mode.
Yeah. Shred mode.
Shred mode.
Shred mode.
Like that. And
Yep.
turn
And
like
then
that.
turn it. Yep. There you go. That's a fair amount. I
Okay,
think, out of
cabbage.
that, and that's good.
Cabbage with snack on this. We just whenever there are raw vegetables on my board, I always eat with little bits and pieces of them. Okay, celery root.
Celery root.
Celery root. Okay, this is a little gnarly, and sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say now, you use that little knife as opposed to a vegetable peeler, right?
Yeah, well, because I can control the knife and steer it around the vegetable. I enjoy, this is meditative for me. And I do my best to make sure that I carve as little possible from the edible part, although the skin's probably edible also, but it might be a little fibrous.
How nice.
But to make it tender, we'll take the
Yeah,
skins
I'm going to zoom in on what you're doing there just a little bit so we can see. Because, and I'm just going to look right at your hands as you're doing it.
You can use
just
a peeler
kind of
for
watch
this.
you do it.
You can use a peeler for this, but
No, you got a little knife action. Let's see your knife action.
After decades and decades of
but
using
people
my
need
knife.
to see, hey, this is how you do it.
And I turn what I'm doing is I'm in a jigsaw-like motion. I'm moving the knife blade and I'm turning the vegetable under my fingers. There.
I see.
Now I'll go back and trim off anything. I'm going to trim this here, but I'm not going to waste this part. But to expedite, to just get down, so that there's a little more to be peeled off of here, as well as all the little bits and pieces I have on the tray, which I'll tend to later.
Yeah, this gives you a
use.
nice big piece to work with.
Nice big piece to work with. And how do we want to cut this? So to keep with the shred mode, first like this. Okay, it's ready to turn over.
Yep, I was going to say.
It's ready, it tells me.
Yep, that's right.
And then
Let it talk to you.
shred mode.
Yeah, look at those nice long pieces. I love it. Nice long pieces.
Stack.
Yeah.
And when we dress the salad, the cabbage and the celery root, other vegetables we put in, when we dress it with the vinegar and the lime juice, it'll wilt down. So even though it might be a little stiff now, it'll still be crunchy, but it'll wilt a little bit.
That's right.
And
it'll absorb that. It'll be great.
it absorbs and it hydrates. It takes on the flavors.
Yep, exactly. It releases flavors.
It's a give and take.
It's a give and take. I love it. I love it.
So another thing is you don't have to go through the chop by hand. You can use a box grater. But I like cutting by hand.
I'm with you, Jeff. I love cutting by hand. It's very meditative to me.
Yes.
And I love to play, with my knife and cut and do this kind of thing. So to me, this is not laborious at all. This is pure pleasure for me to be able to do this. So
Yeah.
I'm with you.
That's a
great.
good thing.
Yeah. It's our art. It's the way, the art that we put into the food. So I like it very much.
But some people don't want to spend the time, or for one reason or another they don't want to handle or can't handle a knife. So in that case, using a box grater is it's a perfect substitute to doing that.
I think though, if you're gonna, hey, look, if this is the kind of food where, hey, if you want to learn how to use your knife, this is
Organic
the kind
sticker.
This is the kind of thing that you can use to, hey, you're going to be cutting a lot of vegetables. What great practice.
Yeah, I have some notes on my table that I took the other day, and that I said and just a simple note is almost like a journal thing, and I said it's about the cutting and chopping.
Yeah.
It's about the cutting and chopping.
It's about the cutting and chopping.
And we promote healthy eating, and I provide healthy eating through doing the vegetables, but it does take the cutting and chopping.
Well, I'm okay. When we talk about that, I'm kind of with you. I think the more that I am touching the food, the more that I'm actually doing the, the art to the food, to me, the better it is. The more love is being added to the food.
There's an energy.
There's a certain energy. That's
Yep.
what I think. I think I'm adding a certain energy
I
to
agree.
it that I think is, uniquely what I'm doing, and I like that. I like being able to offer that, and it's true with the feedback you get, right?
Correct.
You get incredible feedback. I get incredible feedback, and I think it is because that's how we think. Hey, let's add our touch. Let's add our art. Let's add our labor to this because it's our labor, our love that we add.
Well,
to
there's
this
a skill. There's a certain skill involved in doing this, and it's taken
Absolutely.
me years and years to
Yeah.
get to this point.
Of course. Of course.
So, but I do understand that for a lot of people, when we suggest eating fresh vegetables, it comes down to, if you want things like this, that you have to chop and cut.
You chop and cut. You gotta chop and cut.
And
you gotta like chopping and cutting. If you want
you have
do
to
it.
like chopping and cutting.
to-
You don't want it to be drudgery. You don't.
No, it shouldn't.
you
It
want-
should be fun.
No, it should be fun.
I tell people too. Hey, okay, so we're talking about cooking, but this also applies to any athletics, right?
Yes.
If you're not having fun doing what you're doing, then hey, you're not going to do it. If you run
right.
if you like to go out and run,
Yes.
if running is like, okay, it's time to go run. If it's drudgery for you,
Yeah.
then you're not going to be running for any length of time. It's
It,
gonna
it
be
won't.
very short.
It won't pay off as well as
That's
it would
right.
if you
You're not
embrace
finding
it.
the joy in that,
Right.
right? Like you like to walk, right? You like
Yeah.
to walk, carry your weights. You
Yeah.
find joy in that.
Yes.
So you
I
do it.
There's
right?
gratification in that.
For me, it's mountain biking. I find joy in that. That's why I do it, and I love doing it.
Yep.
So you got to find the joy in those things. So I like
So,
that,
did you
and
see how
we
I
find joy in
did you
this
see
too.
how I did that?
I love that. Look at that. That was like you
Yeah.
filleted a fish. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. And then so these little pieces of pepper are even thinner.
Yeah,
in there.
phenomenal. Even thinner and beautiful. Beautiful. They'll add a lot of color, a lot of flavor. Oh
It's
my
sweet.
goodness.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, has a certain amount of,
All right,
Hey,
what
look,
am I
our
leaving
palate
out?
is one of those that gets there.
All right.
Okay.
Water,
I've been waiting for this
watermelon
one.
radish.
Watermelon radish.
All right. What I'm going to do is...
All right, here, I tell you what, I'm going to do a close-up of that one. Here we go. Let's get a close-up of you cutting.
I'm
and
going to go
peeling
through
that
the
one.
same peeling process.
All right, I'm going to just kind of get
Look
a little
how nice. You
close-up.
see that?
Look how gorgeous.
Yep.
Beautiful job, Jeff. Beautiful job. You did a great job on that.
You think I can work in a sushi bar? Or?
Maybe.
No, not really.
No. Not those guys,
Oh,
those
gosh,
guys.
masters.
Those guys are masters.
Masters.
Absolute masters. Oh, I bow to them. Look at that.
Astounding color in here.
Look at that. What a gorgeous color to have on this salad. This is a gorgeous color to add to this salad. Oh my
And
goodness.
everything cut the same way. And it
Yeah.
really will, with all the surface area that's exposed through cutting like this, the flavors here are even more pronounced because there's so much more surface.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not any flavor, but
Look at
the water content we're going to get.
This alone with a little vinegar on it, just this radish alone is spectacular.
absolutely. It's going to be spectacular, dude. Look at the
Spectacular.
colors going into that.
Yeah.
My goodness. What a
Also,
cabbage salad.
here's another one that I.
Oh,
really-
yeah. Let's get the kale
I
in
want
there.
kale in it. Yeah,
Get
because I
kale
want
in.
look at all this. I want to see a dark green. I want to see
Yeah.
a dark
Throw a
leafy
dark
green.
in.
Here we go. You can't grate kale.
Nope. It can't be done.
You have to cut the kale.
Got it, got it.
I'm going to put another piece or two in.
Yeah, I agree. It needs another piece or two. And this, you just kind of leave it. I mean, just cut it and put it in. Because this is going to be a slaw. It's going to, you want the stiffness.
Red onion?
I think so. I think it needs a red onion. It needs that red onion. Absolutely. Then after that, I think we're looking at herb.
Some fresh herbs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see. Maybe. Onion can be assertive, so
Yeah, to me, it's really
Some
a
people
thin
like it.
slice. Yeah.
um,
There you go.
intuition says maybe this much. Yeah, okay. Maybe a little more. I always err on the side of less, but I'm casting it to the wind. I don't want big chunks. That's one thing I won't put in.
Yeah, don't put the big chunk in.
Nope. Good. Okay.
All right, there we go. That's looking pretty good, man.
I know.
Oh yeah, fresh herb, fresh herb. Now we're looking at.
But here's it. Yeah, parsley.
Now we're looking at the parsley, and then was this getting the basil too?
We can put basil in, yes,
Okay.
and the stems as well.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
stems in this
because it's the same texture. You know, we have fresh. These stems
Yeah,
are
yeah,
just
yeah.
so.
Yeah,
full
no, the stems
of-
are gonna be perfect in this thing. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. That Italian parsley is outstanding. All right, here's our regular green basil. Or
Yeah, here's the green basil here. Here's
Yeah,
a little more parsley.
Yeah, yeah.
Collect. Chop. Is there a little stem here?
Yeah,
maybe.
little stem I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was that other basil?
Thai basil.
Oh, the Thai basil. That's right, the Thai basil. Yeah, that's all gotta go in.
This is chiffonade when you just cut
Yep, just
ribbons
like
like that.
Little ribbons.
I don't want to mash it up too much. Fewer cuts, the better.
Yep.
It'll stay.
It'll start to stain it. I know.
That's
I've
right.
done it before when I overdid it, so I know
It
that.
bruises it and starts
Yep.
to degrade.
So I agree.
You know, there's some. You want carrot? Should we do a carrot? Are you interested in little orange in here?
Yeah, we can add a little orange. Why not? We can add a little orange.
Do the peel on the carrot.
Again, if you were going to do a wild fit, you know, and you were in spring, this would
Yeah,
not
you
go
did
in.
hesitate on the carrot.
Well, I did
Yeah.
only because, you know, I know the sugar content of a carrot. You know, I don't really, you know, that's a root vegetable. It has a lot of sugar in it, and you know, if you're in ketosis, that one's one you got to avoid. You know, unfortunately, hey, look, it's a great summer vegetable though. Hey, if you need energy, recovering, you know, from workouts and stuff, and you need a good root vegetable to help you out, that's a good one.
And you know, we talked about before is that a lot of recipes for coleslaw have sugar,
Yeah,
and when that's something that we're not.
we're not
gonna
adding, so
add-
this could be an alternative to our
So
sugar.
here we go. Here's our sugar. Right now, we just put a
Yeah.
little bit of carrot in.
There we go.
All
right,
not
there
even
we go.
very much, but enough.
All right, so we have that. Now,
Yep.
what do we? Okay, let's say. Okay, that's all our vegetable. You think for now?
Am I leaving anything out? I don't think so.
I think we put everything in.
Yep, we'll go through our platter later, but we want to dress it now. Here's
All
a
right,
few.
it's time to
just
dress. Oh yes, get those in. Might as well throw that in. That,
Yep,
that's
it's
easy. to throw
clearing
in.
house.
Yeah, it's clearinghouse time now. Everything goes in. Yep, it goes in.
White with a board.
All right,
White
let's stop for a second.
White board.
All right, so Jeff,
Yeah.
now it's time to get ready for the dressing.
Yeah, I'm going to clean up my board and we'll toss the vegetables together and we'll see how we're going to dress this.
All right, Jeff. Hey, we got all the vegetables cut. I mean, we have them all cut.
Yeah.
We have them all, in what type of cut?
Oh,
Kind of a chiffonade?
a julienne cut,
A julienne?
shred, and a chiffonade.
And a
yeah,
chiffonade.
all those fancy words. Yeah.
Excellent.
Any way I can get the shape of the vegetables and the herbs to resemble itself. All right, that's the idea.
Excellent.
And so I did use some knife skills and
Look how beautiful.
technique.
Tilt the bowl a little bit so we can see. Look how beautiful that slaw is going to be.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
great flavors, great colors.
Yeah.
You know, just and again, this slaw with those chicken wings, and oh my goodness,
Yeah.
this is gonna be.
Yeah, we
absolutely
have the oven preheating too, because
Perfect.
you know, and our broccoli is set to steam. The oven's preheating. The chicken wings are marinating. So the last thing we need to do is to dress the salad. And my choice for dressings, always like when I make coleslaw, the umabushi vinegar.
Love
It's a salted plum, fermented salted plum. It's quite salty, but it has this wonderful vinegary flavor. This is a good product, and we're gonna. And Michael and I talked about whether adding mayonnaise. We have mayonnaise in the blue cheese dip. We don't have to add mayonnaise as a dressing.
We don't have to.
But it does. But it does add some richness. And with the steamed broccoli, I think that we've got a good balance of fats and flavors. So I am going to add a little bit of mayonnaise to the dressing.
I actually
it's an
think what it
optional-
does is it actually brings both dishes together. You know, because
It's
you've
the,
got a
it's
little.
the mayo.
There's that avocado mayo that kind of brings it together. Right?
Yeah. So
for
here,
both
you know,
dishes.
carefully measured, and the recipe for this dish is in the Cleanse Companion cookbook, and we'll put it in Coach and Chef cookbook as well.
Excellent.
So, but you know, what I call carefully measuring is intuitive. All right.
Now
so-
we haven't added the seaweed yet.
No, we haven't added the seaweed. We can do that right now.
Oh, okay. It's okay. So what do we now? It's been sitting there in that water the whole time. Do you drain it all, or you just kind of do it right there?
Like this, and I think some of the liquid, the soaking liquid, has flavors. It has minerals.
Okay.
From the seaweed that are released
Excellent.
into it. So, but not too much where I water down the salad.
Yes, exactly.
All right, not too much. So yeah, let it drain like that, and then also see that. Yeah,
How nice
yeah.
is that?
yeah, and it's the same cut.
Oh my! Yeah, it's the same cut. Look how gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
That was the idea.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. Very excited about this salad, Jeff.
Yeah, you
Very
see it. Yeah.
excited. Oh yes, I do. I see this salad. This is a great. This is going to be. Woo! This is going to be a great salad.
Carefully measured. So you know, what do I have here? Like 8 cups, maybe of Coach. What do you say? About 8 cups of chopped vegetables.
I would
here?
say, yeah, we're right there about 8 cups of chopped vegetables. Absolutely. And that
this-
looks like about a quarter cup or maybe a third cup of mayo.
more than
avocado
a
mayo.
quarter, less than a half.
Yeah. Yep.
All right,
about
let's make it a half.
Yeah, make it a half, I think.
make it
For
a
that,
half cup.
for that amount that's in there, I think that'll probably work out perfectly. Because you don't need a lot. But I think enough will be, you know, give it a nice coating.
Yeah, so it coats.
Yeah, it doesn't need a lot. There's going to be some other flavors in this. We don't need
Yeah,
that
so
to
what's
be,
the other
let
flavors?
that be
Let's
the,
go.
well, I mean, we've got that seaweed that has its own little flavors going to be added
No,
to
well,
it.
what
plus all
I'm
the
what I'm
vegetables.
talking about is
But also
other-
this. You've got
other-
the lime. You've
other
got
flavors.
the ginger, right?
So let's go with a little bit of lime zest
Yeah.
to deepen the flavor.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, the lime juice.
Lima juice.
I just got squirt in the eye. Leave
Yeah,
on there.
it happens.
I'm going to go get the forks.
It happens. You use a lime, you do it like that, it happens.
Wow.
This is the technique that works, though. If you want to do it, this is the technique that works. The 2-fork technique. It works every time. All right. Yeah, and I agree with you, man. This is enough that
Point it away from your eyes.
Yeah, point it away from your eyes. But also, too, this will take a whole lime.
Or more, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I
could.
think 2. I'm going to put 2 limes in here.
Well, let's see what the ginger does. Ginger and lime, and then add some more.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you can go animal.
All right.
Ginger.
I see the ginger. Oh, yeah.
You always have these odd shaped,
I know.
geometrically shaped things that you do have to navigate around. It's all right. It's part of the cutting and chopping.
Well, I also, when I got that, I actually looked at that. You know, like,
I'm gonna put
it's easy for the
turmeric.
turmeric, right? Because the turmeric is just one big toe,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
But the ginger's different. It's got all these little. So I went, okay, if I were to do this, I would probably do this in portions, right? Like I want this for one thing. I want this amount for this amount. So as I look at those toes, I'm looking at them as sizes of things that I might possibly need them, in something. So that's how I kind of looked at it when I did it.
Yeah, good. So there was a method to your...
Yeah, because I thought about it as like, okay, I would use this amount for that, this amount. So not too many small toes. It seemed like more medium toes. That's what I was kind of looking for.
Yeah,
more
and
medium
pieces
toes.
that can be easily peeled.
Yes. If there were a lot of small toes, it's like, well, I wouldn't use that small toe for anything. So why buy something that has these little small toes on it?
Yeah.
But if they had some bunch of medium toes, ain't no problem.
Every
Every once in a while you get a big, trunk, which is always nice, but you don't
big
always
fleshy
use that.
part.
Yeah.
There we go. So
Excellent.
I put a lime and a half in here, and we're
Perfect.
likely to add a little more. Likely to add a little bit more mayonnaise, likely to add a little more umabushi vinegar, but also we have these flavorings here.
Yes, I just love the fact that we add
And
this to our.
so, this was, I mean, look at this
I
turmeric
love
we
the
got today.
anti-inflammatory. Just love it.
Why not
Absolutely. So
use
healthy.
it? Use the fresh ginger, use the fresh turmeric.
Yep.
But this, unlike the vegetables, I want minced up. I want this distributed evenly. I don't want big pieces of ginger. I don't want big pieces of turmeric.
Yep.
So, the
Just
technique.
get smashed.
Yeah, let's get smashed.
Let's
And look
get
at that.
smashed. It's time for smash time. We've
And
had julienne. We've had chaffinade. Now it's time
Now it's
for the
smash.
smash.
Now it's smash time. Yep.
Smash.
That's right.
It's
And-
cut, chop, and smash.
And two things happen, or maybe more than two things, but at the end of the day, my hand is stained orange and my board is stained orange, orange, and I love it.
Hey, look, I can't even tell how many times I've gone to work with my hands all orange. Chopping that turmeric.
All right, ginger, and turmeric is less fibrous. Ginger has a lot of fibers.
A little bit fiber.
I want to make sure I really get the ginger smashed.
Yeah, you got to chop that one. That one gets a little bit. To me, that one gets a lot of knife work.
It's all going to get chopped, actually.
It gets a lot of knife work.
And did you notice I'm not putting garlic in this?
Yep, no garlic.
No garlic. I don't want that raw garlic. These are fresh, and there's lots of water and juice in there. I don't want the concentrated.
Well, I also had
garlic.
this thing about garlic. To me, garlic is a medicinal kind of herb, and if you have it all the time, you kind of dissipate its effect. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you feel like garlic needs to be moderated.
I do. I'm one of those guys that feel like garlic needs to be moderated. I believe in its power. I believe it has great power and great medicinal properties, and I love its flavor. But eating it too much will dissipate that medicinal effect. And I want, hey, look, I believe in its power, so I think that I would much rather use that in moderation so that it does what it's supposed to do when I need it to. Jeff, that salad's looking phenomenal.
Can you see what we have going on
Look at the color. I see the seaweed in there. I see the kale in there. Great job on adding that kale, by the way. Because that green right in there,
it stands
I can
out.
see it,
Yep.
right? It stands out. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
All right, moment of truth here.
Yeah, taste it and let me see. Because we haven't really added any salt, right?
Except for the umabushi.
Yeah, the umabushi, that was it. So you haven't added salt. I didn't see you add pepper yet.
Coach, come on around here.
All right,
grab
hold
a
on.
fork and taste it. And
let me see what I think, huh?
this salad can stand alone.
Let me see. All right, so, let's take a look here. Because I'm seeing this. Hold on a second. Here, hold on.
Go ahead, give it a high performance mix.
Yeah, let me just take a look at this here a little bit because I want to see it. God, that looks great, Jeff. That looks phenomenal. Look at that seaweed in there. I'm sorry, man, but that is a delicious, beautiful looking slaw. Look at, I just think that's just a pure high energy, just beautiful slaw. Let's take the look.
It's
at this
very
one.
fresh
I got like several
right now.
peppers in there. I don't want to
It's lightly dressed. So mostly, after that bite that I just took, the vegetables are key. I taste the water in the vegetables. I taste a lightly seasoned, lightly dressed salad. It can have more fat. It can have more calories through richness. It can have a little more salt. It can have a little more vinegar. But even just this lightly dressed portion of the salad is just singing right
Beautiful.
here. It's
Yeah, I think it's
beautiful.
singing. I do think it's singing.
Right.
I love it. I love it because you're right. You could add more mayo if you wanted it to be a little bit more creamier.
Right.
But I think it stands alone right where it is.
Yes.
You know, another thing I would probably add would be maybe some pepper to mine, and then boom, I got my chicken wings.
Pepper,
and-
maybe a twist of salt, or a little bit more umeboshi vinegar, even another squeeze of lime juice.
We'll dress it up and see how we.
It can,
But
this
right now-
will sit here for a moment, and then we'll come back and taste it in a few minutes before we serve it and say, yeah, let's add a little more of this or that. Or,
I agree.
Yeah,
Let's let that
that's
sit
it.
and see
Yep,
what it
that's
does
it.
because I think it's going
this
to.
is,
Yeah, I think it's going to get even better. I really do.
yeah,
It's
that's
gonna
our
get better.
land and sea grated vegetable salad.
Beautiful grated salad, gorgeous salad. Excellent job, Jeff.
Yep.
Excellent job.
Thank you. All right.
Woo!
So, all right. Oven's preheated. We're going to lay the chicken wings out on a tray, get those baked, set the table for dinner, maybe have a glass of wine, and see you at the fireside.
See you at fireside. All right, Jeff. Here we are. We're getting ready to do the chicken wings now.
Chicken wings.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Looking forward to this part. All right. What do we got here?
Beautiful platter right here, ready
Yep.
for the oven.
Yep.
Okay,
I love that
let me get
platter.
the
That's one of
chicken
my
wings.
favorite ones. Yep. Okay, so we have the chicken wings that have been in the fridge this whole time, and they've had that dry rub on them, right? That beautiful dry rub.
Oh my gosh, with four types of chili powder.
Yes.
Paprika,
Oh my goodness.
New Mexican chili powder, mild chili powder, cayenne pepper,
All right, so you're
granulated
going to.
garlic.
Yeah, look at that. Wow. All right, now you said you're going to oil the pan first.
Yeah, I
right?
do. I want to. There's lots of fat in the chicken skin for
Yeah.
sure, but
We don't want it to stick.
I don't want it to stick. And
That's right.
believe it or not, that the first thing that'll do because of the rub that's on there is that will adhere to the bottom.
That's right,
So if I
it
just
will.
put a little layer of chicken, a little layer of oil like that, and so here's another little technique is to
Use one of the wings to do it with.
to,
Really spread it around. How nice, huh?
right.
Spread it
Right.
around. Get
Yeah.
that oil all around because you're right, man. That will stick if we don't do it. You know.
Yeah.
So you gotta get it. You gotta get a little bit.
There,
And we
and
want
you
this
see how-
chicken to be kind of nice and crispy
Okay,
too.
so now I know that it's just a way of spreading the oil to,
Yeah.
to use that chicken
Very
itself.
nice.
All right, and now the rest of the chicken wings, right on,
Woo! Look at
Right
that.
on.
Yeah, look at that dry rub on there. How nice.
right on. And
Jeff, we really lucked out. These are big chicken wings.
yeah, and we
Don't you
selected
think?
the ones that were already trimmed.
That's right.
Okay, these are they're
The
drumettes.
forearms and the drumettes. I love them.
And
I
the
love
little-
them.
The little pieces are trimmed off.
They're already trimmed. They're ready to go. You know.
And you see how crusty the rub that we made is in some places. That's
Yeah.
going to brown nicely. I have a spatula here. Anticipation. I want all of
Yeah, I
this.
want all that paste on there.
Yeah,
we want
paste.
That,
That's right. It's
we
a
want
paste.
that paste.
Yeah, it's going somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
It's going
Just
somewhere.
paste that stuff on. I like to spread it. You got. Oh, we should get that toothbrush out. This. I mean, not toothbrush. Yeah. Paintbrush. I had that paintbrush over there. Paintbrush that on.
Yeah, here we are.
There
Like
we
that.
go.
Like
Spread
that.
'em
In a
out.
single layer.
Yeah, a
thank
little
you.
nice little single layer so that they don't so get nice and crispy.
You know, one
you
thing that
There we
I
go.
love to do in our process.
There we go. Just nicely spread out. Everything's nicely spread out. We got a nice layer of chicken here. All of this should get nice and crispy. Look at that, dude. That's gonna look nice. Look at that. Ooh. All right. So we
Yep.
have a nicely spread out,
Yep.
layer, and so now.
Yeah, that's good. Not on the board.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
call.
I
Yeah,
was like,
you
oh,
don't
we
want
gotta
to
be
cross
careful.
contaminate. Here's my wonderful
So
vegetable board.
now this is going to go into the oven, right? So
Yep.
how hot's the oven?
The oven is 425, and I'm going to suggest that this be in there for about 25, 30 minutes. Maybe we'll go in there. We'll turn. We'll see some nice caramelization on where the skin is.
So we're going to cook for about 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'll come check it.
And then we'll go check it. That's right.
Sounds good.
We'll smell it. It's going to tell us. You will start, when this cooks through and these flavors start to permeate, we'll smell it.
Excellent. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, Jeff. Oven's at 400. It's going in.
425. It's going in.
425.
I want to start to get the chicken skins to cook and render and caramelize with the seasonings we put on top.
Perfect.
All right.
Let's put that bad boy
425.
in.
It's going to roast. Here we go. Yeah. Feel the heat, and we're going to come back, check it about 20 minutes, and see some browning and see how much the chicken is cooked through to the center.
Perfect. Let's check it out.
Yep.
All right, Jeff.
Yes.
It's been how many minutes?
How many minutes? About 22 minutes.
22 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, so it's time to check the chicken.
Yep.
Let's see what it looks like.
Yep.
Shall we?
Yep.
All right, I'm following you.
Come on in.
Let's see what it looks like here. Oh, yeah, look at that. All right, so delicious. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, a little flip over for everything.
Yeah.
No sticking, I notice.
Yeah, it's a great pan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of my favorite pans. I bought this almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. See, I know the wings are not, they need to cook a little longer.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
These are big wings.
They're big wings.
These are big wings. These are not little wings. These are big wings. These are nice and meaty. I'm really surprised at how nice these are. You know. You don't see big wings like this very often, man. These are nice,
So this is now that
beautiful.
I've turned it and coated the whole, everything is nicely coated with the oils and fats. Now this can roast. This will brown and cook all the way through to the
just
bone.
going to cook off too, so it's going to probably get a little crispier too.
Crispier, and then produce a little bit of chicken liquid.
Yep, a
as
little
it
chicken
renders.
liquid. We like it.
Yep. All right, going
That's
back
good.
in.
Back in.
Going back in, maybe another 15, 20 minutes until it cooks all the way through to the bone and is properly cooked and delicious.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I see those big pieces of broccoli.
Oh yeah,
my God,
broccoli
that's-
wings.
Broccoli wings. Oh my goodness, it's looking pretty good
Broccoli
there, brother.
wings.
Look at those things. Those are great. Those are great. Those are going to be so fun. Aren't you glad I had you cut a few more?
Here's our slaw
Here's our slaw.
with the Arame seaweed. Wonderful little needle-like
Dude, I can't even wait to have that.
shards or shreds of seaweed.
That is going
Kale,
to be
Napa cabbage,
outstanding.
red cabbage, watermelon radish. Yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff.
that's
Okay,
great
now
slaw. All right, so the wings. Ooh, look what we have here.
yeah.
Nicely roasted wings.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We have the broccoli. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I want to just protect my board here, right out of the oven.
So again, here we are with our wings, the slaw. We have the broccoli wings with the Roquefort dressing. Dude, this is a perfect little meal to have when you're watching the Stanley Cup, when you're watching the Final Four,
And
when
we
you're
are.
watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have a sporting event, you want to have wings, look how healthy this meal is. This
We
is an
foraged the
incredibly
garden.
healthy meal.
There's some herb left over.
It's going to soak up all that stuff. It's going to be great.
Yep.
You're going to
Always
love
wanted
all of
to
that
just
on
put
your
some
plate.
fresh herb on there.
Yeah.
We're
you're
going to
love
dip
all of that
wings.
flavor.
We're going to dip wings. We're going to have a fresh raw salad with sea vegetable.
Love it.
And this is going to be a phenomenal meal.
Jeff, excellent meal. Can't wait to eat it. Let's talk about it at Fireside.
Fireside.
Talk to you in a bit. Okay. Hey guys, Mike White here, your high performance coach, along with Jeff Hauptman, our chef, and welcome to another episode of A Coach and Chef, where we make healthy meals for
Wellness.
For wellness.
Wellness,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Jeff, and we had a great one
Did you like it?
tonight. Oh my goodness. The richness of the Roquefort cheese was just unbelievable for the broccoli and for the chicken wings. The chicken wings. Oh, by
Broccoli
the way.
wings, chicken wings.
Okay, let's talk about that just a little bit because initially
Yeah.
we were looking for a rub that was already done, right? But you and I went to the store and I said, "Hey, no, let's make our own rub." Right? And so you said, "Well, I hadn't really thought of it that way, but yeah, let's do it." And what happened was there was some interesting peppers there that we could use to make this rub with, and so we did, and we hit the jackpot, right? So what were the three peppers that we put in this?
We used a New Mexican chili. We used a mild chili. We used paprika.
We used paprika, and then we had a little bit of cayenne because,
and then some cayenne.
and we had to be careful because there was a heat factor involved. We couldn't use the same amount of cayenne that we used the others because the cayenne was pretty hot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we brought that back a little bit.
So as the recipe, as we put it together, the paprika was the least spicy, and so we used more of that, and diminishing amounts down to the cayenne pepper.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we had the garlic
Flavor
garlic.
and heat. Flavor from the chili and heat.
That's right. But then we had some other things in it. We had the garlic and the
granulated
onion,
garlic, granulated
both of them
onion.
granulated.
Yes.
And then we had the thyme and the oregano.
Yes.
That was
dried
also
and
in
then,
there.
and then rubbed so
Rubbed
it opened
to
up.
try and bring out some of the oils in that.
Right.
And then a little black pepper, and I think that was it. Right. So we'll have the proportions ready.
But we did put a little celery salt in.
Oh, that's right, the celery salt.
Yeah. So we didn't
that's
add
like a
salt.
secret weapon to me.
Yes.
You know, the celery salt's
Yeah.
one of my secret weapons. I love
Yeah,
that one.
but we wanted to regulate the amount of salt in this rub, and
That's right.
But a little bit of salt was really helpful, and in the celery salt, it added another flavoring, another seasoning.
That's right. That's right.
So a minimal amount.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
add as much as you like.
Yes, no, and I thought that was a great rub. You and I both talked about that later. We were glad to have a little bit left over afterwards that we could use for something else because that rub is phenomenal, right, on that.
Yep.
So, okay, so we had the nice rub, and then, of course, the Roquefort cheese, which was totally, keto and paleo friendly because we used what? We used the avocado mayo,
Yeah.
and we used the almond milk to
Yes.
thin it down a little
Yeah.
bit. And then we had the chives and the other herbs that were in it. It just made for a beautiful, creamy, cheesy.
Yeah, just like
oh.
traditional blue cheese, commercial
Yummy.
dairy blue cheese dressings, but this was something that had a little bit more
Yes.
on the.
Well, it's a
the
sheep
keto-
cheese,
keto
so
side.
it falls into the keto, paleo, realm that works for them. Now, it doesn't necessarily work for Wild Fit. They don't particularly
there
care
are all
for that.
kinds of
But that
regimes.
there's lots of diet programs that eliminate cheese, so if it's anything like that. But for me, this was one of those, hey, if you wanted to have a cheese, this was a nice cheese to have, especially for this kind of meal because it's kind of traditional to have wings with this type of
With a blue
ranch
cheese.
or a blue cheese
A
type
blue-
of
a blue
dressing
cheese, yeah.
to go with it that you would have at a Stanley Cup final or a football, a Super Bowl.
You brought in this evening's
a four-
entertainment.
A Final
That's what we're
Four,
doing.
right? In basketball or something,
Yep.
This is the kind of thing. This is chicken wings, right? And then, of course,
Yep.
we had what I thought was phenomenal was that beautiful slaw. Absolutely beautiful, phenomenal. Lots of great vegetables.
Did you learn a new seaweed?
And then, yes, we had the beautiful seaweed. Now, what was it called again?
Arame.
Arame. And it has a very long, stringy type of seaweed. Just a little bit
Yeah,
different.
they dry kelp and then they slice it very
Yeah, it
thinly.
looked like they sliced it thin and did it kind of.
That's right.
Yes, that's what they look like to
It's
me.
a kelp type seaweed.
Yes, very nice, very nice flavor to that particular one too, and I enjoyed that in my salad. To me, that salad was just as healthy as you can get a type of slaw with all the
With the
great-
mayo or without the mayo.
Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily need the mayo
With
for
or
that,
without.
But I thought the mayo gave it a nice richness, especially for what we were already having.
Oh, it's
It just
perfect.
complemented it,
It was
you know.
perfect, yeah.
But you don't necessarily have to have it. You could have done it without the mayo in that, and it would have been absolutely beautiful and wonderful.
Yep.
So
Thank you.
Hey, Absolutely. So another couple recipes down in our book. You're going to see it later on, A Coach and Chef, with our new cookbook and everything. So that's just a couple of those recipes that you're going to see here shortly.
Yep.
If you're subscribe to this channel, we have more recipes coming, and later on, like I said, hopefully the recipe is down below. If it's not down below later, it will certainly be in our cookbook, and you'll see it soon. All right, Jeff?
Yes, you bet. Yep.
Excellent. Hey, welcome to another episode of A Coach and Chef. We got Mike White, Jeff Hauptman. We are A Coach and Chef.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Jeff.